So I retrieved these documents through NCRC, and it indicates that I was admitted to a Center for Lost Children on October 26, 1970. I stayed there for about 4 days, and I was transferred to City Baby Hospital on October 31st, 1970. I believe that these pictures were taken at Holt, by Holt, the Holt Adoption Agency. Hello. Hello. My name is Philip Pellishu. I was born on February 10th, 1968. I live in San Diego, California, United States of America. I am married to a Chinese wife and I have 2 kids. I grew up in Boulder, Colorado, which is kind of in the middle of the country. I grew up there all the way through college. My first job for 3 years was in Colorado, and I transferred to within my company to Southern California, and eventually I moved to San Diego, and I've been in San Diego for more than 25 years now. Yeah, I really did not get into my adoptedness until about 5 years ago, maybe. And I'm an old person, so I think I felt like a part of me was missing. And so I started to do this search, and traveling to Korea is from the United States is a pretty big thing, especially with my wife and my kids. So with ICA going on, I thought it was a good opportunity to go there, have community with other adoptees, as well as try to do a birth family search. So trying to trace back my records as far back as they could go. And I like I said, I kind of ran into a dead end where I didn't have any more to go on. So I think at that point, there's not a whole lot of options left. I already gave my DNA to the police station, and it's basically handing out flyers, knocking on doors and doing media. Those are kind of the only options that I have left, I think. And I guess another thing I'd like to say is that, my time is running out. I'm not a young person, so it's not like, at some point, my birth parents will no longer be alive just due to age. And so, this time is running out, and I make no judgment or I have no negative feeling towards a birth parent. I know that there are circumstances, and I to every situation, and I pass no judgment. I keep telling people it's my first time. I consider it my first time. I was going somewhere and my plane landed here once. I don't really count that. It just landed at the airport and then took off again, so I don't really count that. I was also here a bunch of years ago for a business trip, but I was indoor the whole time, and so I really consider this my first time in Korea, where I'm kind of, soaking it all in, taking public transportation, eating at Korean restaurants, etc. So.
Come here.
And I come here to this wonderful place.
네. 어쨌든 만나서 저희도 너무 반갑고 뭔가 조금이라도 도움이 되었으면 좋겠다는 생각이 듭니다.
I guess when I was on the business trip, I was with other people, and I kind of had to go wherever they went, and we met with Samsung, and it was a very structured trip. This is with ICA, which has less structure, and I have more free time on my own. So that's kind of what enabled me to do a birth family search while I'm here, meet with you guys, and try a lot. I've had Korean barbecue like more than I've ever had in the United States. It's really wonderful here.
입양 전에 한국에서 그런 기억은 혹시 있으신지?
I don't have any memories. I know that my adoptive parents said that I used to sing myself to sleep with Korean songs. And it was funny because I read the adoption report from the adoption agency, and it described a bunch of characteristics. Like I was very stubborn and I had a bad temper. And it was funny because as I was reading that, my wife said to me, "Yeah, that's how you are." And so, but personally, I have no memories. I have no memories of Korea. I have no memories of anything. I mean, I think I was too young, and I don't have a great memory. How would they describe me? Probably as that sheet said, I'm very stubborn. I don't necessarily play well with others all the time. I have a bad temper sometimes. Yeah.
인종 문제나 이런 것 때문에 힘들어하시는 분들도 많은데 자라면서 힘든 점은 없으셨는지?
I think I did, and that was one of the motivating factors moving from Colorado to Southern California, which is a lot more diverse. Besides not wanting to shovel snow anymore in Colorado, I also wanted to be around other people that look like me. I think that, I don't want to get into a big, long diatribe, but I feel like representation and being around people like you is very important. And it's kind of odd that it took me so long to get into the adoptee community because adoptees are kind of stuck between two cultures, right? They have an appearance that makes them look Korean, but they have a culture that makes them act American. So it can be difficult and complicated at times. I mean, certainly growing up, I had my share of, especially with my name, Pelishu, people would look at me and say, "Pelishu? Are you half? Are you half Korean? Are you, and are you Filipino?" And so I, that was something that I always had to contend with. And I think I didn't necessarily, I think that turned me into an introvert at some level. Like I said, I wanted to move to California because I wanted to be around more people that look like me.
제가 보기에 굉장히 훌륭한 어른으로 성장하신 것 같은데 그런 힘은 무엇이었을까요?
I'm not a particularly religious person, but I think my adoptive parents instilled very, very good morals and a very good work ethic. And I feel like I can, if I'm very passionate about something, that I'm pretty good at getting it done. I don't know what makes me successful. To be honest with you, I work in tech and I am financially pretty well off, but it's all luck, right? That I happen to be very interested in something that could make money. I didn't pursue computer programming for the purpose of making money. It was just something that I was interested in, and I got very lucky to be able to use that to make a good living.
인생에서 그러면 무엇을 가장 중요하게 생각하실까요?
What is the most important thing in your life? So what do you think? What is most important?
Ooh,
It's a very difficult question.
Yeah, I think, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. I should have been a way better father. I made a lot of mistakes there. But obviously, you can never go back and change those things. And so I think kind of what I'm trying to do now is really just enjoy my life. I think about how old I am and how many years I have left to live. And I just want to enjoy it and not have a bunch of regrets at the end. And that's another reason why I'm doing this birth family search, because I don't want to be on my deathbed and say, "Oh, I should have looked for a birth relative." And so I have a good life, and if I don't find my birth parents, I'll be okay. I'm not gonna, be emotionally, whatever. I have a very good life, and I have a wife that loves me, and I have kids that are kids, and I have a good life. But I feel like I feel a little bit incomplete. And if I could find a birth relative, I feel like just knowing, I think would be very helpful.
Physical traits, some kind of scar or?
I do have, I don't know, I think I have, I don't know if there's anything that could have been inherited from maybe my stubborn personality. I don't know.
예, stubborn personality. 네.
Hi, everybody.
Say to your children.
My children.
네.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Zachary. Hi, Helen. I love you all.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like I said earlier, I have no ill feeling or negative feeling about my birth parents or birth family. You know, I have lived long enough that I understand that sometimes circumstances cause certain things to happen. And so if a birth relative is out there and they're scared of what my reaction would be, I would beg and I would ask them to please not to be scared, because I've lived long enough and I've had enough life experiences that I understand that sometimes things happen beyond your control, or you know, maybe you made a mistake, maybe something else happened, maybe it was on purpose and you regret it. I don't know. I just, if you're out there and you're willing to come forward, I would love to know of you, and it would help me personally.